How is it going, everyone? Welcome to Need for Speed Shift 2 Unleash. Though for some reason the official name of this game doesn't have Need for Speed in the title. It's the only one in the series that doesn't have that. I'm not sure why not, but who cares? It's a Need for Speed game, and obviously the sequel to the first Shift game. Yeah, the servers are obviously dead, but it's fine. So my idea, just like the previous game, is to play on hard difficulty, and then the adjustments are gonna be the ones that show there. Like apparently in Pro here, by default you don't have stability control and low traction control. I don't know if that's gonna be a good idea, but we will see.
So you want to be a professional driver?
Not really, but sure, why not? Believe it or not, this is a game that I actually did play before on PS3. It was so long ago, but I played it for like an hour and then I never played it again. So I remember nothing of this game. Like, it is pretty much a blind playthrough, essentially.
I'm being overly cautious and I need to not be.
It's a non-stop battle. A battle with your fear, a battle with the course, and a battle with the other drivers. The power and speed playing you in the seat. It's the best feeling on earth. I'm Vaughn Gittin Jr., Formula D champion.
Yeah, unfortunately,
There's this race coming up, and I want you to enter.
It's not easy, bro.
I've borrowed this GTR for you. It's got some serious parts on it.
Now we got a race car.
Before you race, you gotta get some practice. Let's rock.
yeah, I was gonna say, unfortunately, subtitles were also not a thing in this game, so that kinda sucks. Yeah. So, well, I'm not gonna use this camera, obviously. Here you're supposed to do a target time so the game knows how much you suck. Since I use this one to test the game, I shouldn't have issues doing it because, I mean, I tested if the game worked with this, so I should get the fastest target time without problem. Aside from this, I didn't play anything else, so I don't know, like, if this is gonna be like Shift 1 where you start with like a very bad car in the first tier and then you go to faster ones or whatever. Also, by the way, this is a Suzuka Circuit, the short version of Suzuka Circuit. So that's a good thing, has new licensed circuits compared to the first Shift game. Also, how is it going, Wasabi? Yeah, we have some real person recordings, but it's mostly that guy, I think. Got it.
Not so bad for a beginner. Okay.
He looks much better than Most Wanted. Well, Most Wanted is a game.
Let's go do some racing.
Yeah, these are the settings I'm gonna use pretty much. Basically, the other mode, there is one more to the right of Pro that disables everything, like disables ABS and all of that. I'm not gonna do that because that will be a little bit too much. But yeah, we're gonna go with this. And we start with a race.
This is a nice turnout. We got some Porsches, some Corvettes, a couple of GTRs, some real track day weapons out there. So finish strong and you'll earn enough to buy your own car.
I'm pretty sure that my first car is not gonna be any of those three though.
Alright, this is it, man. Go get him.
I was about to say, Most Wanted is a game that released like 8 years before this one, so it is bound to look worse, yes, indeed. If it wasn't the case, it would be a problem. Alright, so let's see how the AI even is. So far, it doesn't seem like in a straight they are really trying very hard to stay ahead. Let's see how it is on an actual corner.
But you gotta give the other car some respect.
What? He said you gotta give the other car some respect? No. Come on. What do you think this is? If anything, the game before this one, like the first Shift game, encouraged me to demolish them, so, you know, just blame the other game. He taught me to do this. I cannot overtake this Porsche though. This Porsche is defending pretty well, but yeah. Seems like they lose the speed on the straights though. Or maybe it's just that this Nissan GTR has an insane amount of speed, it's possible. I thought I brake a little bit late, but no, it's fine. Well, if the difficulty is like this, then I probably shouldn't try hard that much, but considering that this is only a tutorial, they are probably holding back to them completely fuck you up on the rest of the races.
Alright, man, you're doing it.
I'm doing it. Not like my rivals put that much resistance in the first place. No, we are there, actually. Yeah, that was quite free, thankfully. There you go.
Nice work. You look awesome.
Well, your car got a little bit dirty, but that's what you would expect. So difficulty hard, indeed. The hard is the hardest difficulty. And yeah, the rest of the settings look good, so on to that. Let's see if I got...
You got some nice options.
Okay, so yeah, as expected, you wouldn't start with the Porsche, the Corvette, or the GTR. So you have an Audi. Oh yeah, you cannot change the UI with the controller. It has to be with the keyboard. So it's an Audi. Chevrolet, the Ford Focus. This is the one that I use in the first Shift. Okay. The MX-5, Renault Sport Megane. I could probably pick this one, honestly. I think last time I was out to pick it. I could go for it. I think I'll go for it. Yeah, sure. Let's do the Renault. Why not? Yeah, purchase it.
Good choice, man. This is where it all begins. From here, you have the chance to do all kinds of racing. If you want to reach the top, first you have to make a name for yourself at the grassroots level. Try out different disciplines like time attack or drifting. And soon you'll be ready for the GT3 or the Works Race Series. If you succeed there, you'll be ready for a seat in the GT1 World Championship. See these cool posters? They all hold events, and the numbers on each show the driver level you'll need to enter. You're starting at level 1 with entry-level modern D cars. By the time you hit level 16, you'll be a full-on GT1 World Championship driver. I think you've got some real talent. Let's see how far you can take it.
So they have the license of the GT1. Interesting. In the previous game they didn't have any official competition license. They had the license for the cars and for the trucks, but not for an actual competition. But yeah, here they have the GT1.
Back on the track. You're a part of Modern D. We're starting out basic, but that doesn't mean starting out slow. Time to prove those skills, my man.
Sure. Yeah, well, I don't have... Wait, hold up. You pick the track, or are there two different ones? Not sure I understand. There is Shanghai and Monza, so they also have Monza.
One more thing before you get started.
What do you want?
We have to talk experience. Everything you do earns XP. Win more XP, and you'll get new cars and unlock more events. You'll take home extra cash and earn more options for vinyl, paint schemes, and rims. During a race, you'll earn more if you nail a perfect start from the grid, overtake another driver, or stick to the racing line. Then, after a race, you'll also earn XP bonuses. Bonuses are based on how you finished and how much you dominated the other drivers. They're also based on the objectives you've earned and whether you mastered the track. You can earn XP online too, when you battle your friends and
No,
versus
not
modes
anymore.
or through autolog. Basically, to earn XP, you want to fight hard, drive fast, and win as much as you can.
Sure. Well, there's something that I didn't mention, but
It's your first Twilight race. You can handle it. Keep your speed up, and we'll see you on the podium.
basically you will see a black line on the bottom of the screen. That's because I'm playing on window mode. There is no other way to play this and stream it at the same time, so yeah. Let me know if I'm blocking the position on the top left. I don't think I should, but let me know, because obviously I don't want to block it, clearly. If I'm blocking it, please let me know if my camera is on top of it. Because I will say that knowing the position is pretty important, you know? Like it's kinda crucial in a racing game. I mean, if it does block it, I can move it to the center. Right now it says 1 out of 6. Which means, you know, first place, of course. It's one of those games that has the UI kinda not be on the edges of the screen, but have a little bit of room. I guess so it looks more widescreen or something. But yeah, the point is, let me know. But I mean, I'll check later, but the idea is that if I'm blocking it already, that I don't. So you can move the camera, it's just that since you have the mirror, there is not much reason to do that. You can also look back. That's a little bit weird though. Look back, but you're looking from the top of this, like the car. That's not what I expected. I mean, it works, you can see what's behind, but why so high? It's fine. Now, I'm not sure why, but I feel like I did use this car in one of the Need for Speed games, but I didn't really. Well, I mean, it would have been in one of those challenges, like the challenge series from either Most Wanted or Carbon. Probably that, because I don't remember picking the Renault Megane in any of the previous Need for Speed games. Because you know how it is, I personally like picking different cars to not be repetitive, but I'm pretty sure I did not pick the Megane before. I wanna assume I didn't, but you never know. Well, in any case, I win this, which wasn't very hard to do, but there it is.
Good job, man. Nice drive.
Also, this guy's voice is pretty loud. We'll probably lower it later. That doesn't seem like a lot of cash, which makes sense since we're only starting out, but I hope that...
Awesome driving. You just set your first record in Autolog.
I didn't.
Autolog's where you can meet up with your friends in the Need for Speed community. You'll have your own personalized driver profile. You'll be able to see the stats on your victories, rewards, and favorites. And you'll be sent an alert at any time a new record is set. Your friends can recommend events and Autolog will suggest others in the recommend section. You can share photos and replays in the gallery. You may be alone behind the wheel, but Autolog opens up a world of community and rivalry.
Yeah, well, Autolog is dead for this game, so I'm afraid to tell you that there's not gonna be anything on that. Hopefully that doesn't get in the way of, you know, playing the game, but we will see. Oh yeah, and then comes Monza, that's the next one. So these are 2 races. Oh, I didn't perform a clean lap, really? Well, keep in mind that what counts as a clean lap here is a little bit different than you will normally expect. But yeah, you cannot even go slightly off track.
Monza compacted into 2 straights and some heavy-duty turns. Keep your laps consistent and try not to blink.
Sure. So this version of Monza is obviously like that very
That's the green light. Go, go, go.
very basic one, in the sense that it's not the usual one that is used in advanced competitions. It's more like a little car, a Monza variant. It's like the kiddie pool of Monza. Yeah, it's fine. I mean, we are using a kiddie car, I guess. That is to be expected. Monza being the most popular Italian circuit, pretty much. But this is nice that they are adding very popular circuits into them. It's like having Suzuka and Monza is pretty cool. I also, maybe I saw wrong in the intro. It might be that they also put Mont Panorama here. That would be cool. If I'm not mistaken, that's an Australian track. Very hard track, but it's pretty cool looking, at least. But at least I did a clean lap, though in a track like this it's not particularly hard to do. So, well, this lap is no longer clean, but you only need one, so that's fine, no worries. They also, by the way, they don't really show the objectives on the screen, like which ones are the current ones. You can cycle through the UI. Oh shit, that's pretty cool. That last one in the UI with the tire info looks super cool. It's a little bit distracting, but doesn't mean it doesn't look good. Also, you know that there's something that I've been realizing, that when I play the first Shift game, I use acceleration and brake as a button instead of as a, you know, as a range of values, right? Like instead of an analog input, it was a binary button.
Excellent stuff. That was a great win.
Which could explain why the AI completely beat me up in that game, but probably not. The point is that now I actually made sure that that's not the case, right? I make sure that it's actually the full trigger. So I got primitive vinyls. I'm not gonna use that probably, but sure. So I beat the 2 races, and I got Hot Lap Gauntlet. Okay. Now, the real issue here is that I'm not forced to do drift events, because that will be a problem, because I don't wanna do drift events, obviously. Here we go to Riviera Monument Loop. I don't recognize this track. Well, and then a Spanish track, Circuit of Catalonia and London Raceway. So this one is in France, Riviera Monument Loop. Maybe by seeing the track I will recognize it. Probably not, though.
Okay, this is your first night race. It doesn't get any tougher than this.
Wait. Oh, so this is not the thing that I unlocked, that is the hot lap thing. These are still races. So yeah, I wouldn't recognize a track like this, considering that it's an urban track and it's nighttime. That's an interesting combination. Nighttime on an urban track. It would be nice if there was a little bit more illumination, though. I mean, theoretically, as you can see, the street lights are on, but you cannot really see that much. It's like they are not on. Like you can only see through your car lights, but it's fine. These guys want to overtake, and they will. But one of them did. It's another Renault Megane, if I'm not mistaken. Alright, well at least I got a clean lap. So there's that. I think one of the other objectives is leading for a whole lap, right? So if I want that, I cannot let these guys overtake even for a little bit. Now another thing I realize is that there is no license plate on the back of the car. I don't remember if the first Shift game had them or not. It looks a little bit empty. Though at the same time, considering that this game mostly focuses on actual racing cars, these ones that are supposed to be sports cars are probably not a priority, right? So yeah, it's probably gonna be now that it's gonna look weird. Okay, so there was a lap time objective. Yeah, the other one is lead for an entire lap. So yeah, for now those objectives seem to be, well, except for the clean lap, the other ones should be doable, assuming that your car is clearly the best one. And in this case, it could be. Maybe. I don't know. But if it's like the first Shift game, by just having a base low tier car, it's enough to win regardless of anything. No problem. There you go.
Absolutely epic drive, man. That's how you get the job done.
Epic drive? I don't know, dude, like, I don't think with cars like this there is such a thing as epic drive. I mean, it's a car that does what it wants, I mean, what it can. Don't forget you can increase the performance. Well, I don't need that for now. Maybe later, but right now I'm doing well.
Okay, this is a shortened track with some tight bends. Last turn of the lap is a long uphill right. Take it flat out and we'll win back some time.
Okay, sure. So another thing is to,
Green light!
you know, if there's anything that Need for Speed Shift 1 taught me, is that you do not want to invest money in a car that is, you know, just gonna be used for a couple races and that's it. And in this case, this car will be used for the slowest races and then never again. So yeah, do not waste it on upgrades for this car. Even if you cannot win these races, I think that you still need to probably save it for whichever one is the next one and not for this. Because the amount of time you will be spending in the game with this car is gonna be very low. So yeah, don't waste it. Now this other Megane here is certainly going a lot faster. Well, not a lot faster, but it's going faster than me. Okay. Just go from the inside. Well, we're not gonna get the objective of leading for an entire lap, but that's fine. I also apparently got the best line in 100% of the track, and somehow that wasn't enough to dominate all corners. So I guess the whole corner domination is something that even in this game is not very clear how it works, but whatever. Okay. Well, even though that guy was first for a little bit,
We won! Good job, man! Nice drive!
wasn't enough. Well, nice drive, yeah, but look at what the AI is doing here. Come on, bro. What are you doing? So I level up and got a metallic paint. Alright. Those usually look nice. So I can play Modern C Invitational. And then London Raceway. Oh, this one is the same one as the previous game, right?
Okay, not many corners here, so make them count. Get the right line through the chicane and you'll fly. Just don't carry too much speed to that next corner. Good luck, man.
I don't think you can say this car is gonna fly.
Green light!
I think that if this car is supposed to be a bird, it's a penguin more than anything. Yeah, it is a bird. It has wings. But yeah, no, it's not gonna fly no matter how hard it tries. It's tragic, but yeah. There are some animals that are not meant to do some stuff. Yeah. Yeah, I think that this is the same track that was in the first Shift game. It's the London street track. I wasn't a fan of it, but for some reason in that game apparently the AI was very bad on it. Not sure why, but they were very, very dumb. So it's very possible that might be the same here, or maybe not, but I don't think, at least for this one, I don't think I need them for them to be dumb, because they are simply not fast enough. So, differently from the previous game that had stars, here the only thing that counts for progress is experience, apparently. I hope that that doesn't mean I need to farm, because you know what I think about farming. I'm not a fan of it. Hopefully that doesn't need to happen, but I don't know. It could be. We will see. I mean, for the time being, just try to do as many objectives as you can, and then, yeah, experience is gonna come on its own. And my only fear is the fact that drift events might be mandatory. It's also possible that they aren't as annoying as they were in the previous game, but like, I don't think there is a single Need for Speed game that is not Carbon where the drift events are not a pain in the ass. So yeah.
Great job, my man. Great job.
Well, there was also the first underground game too, but the general rule of thumb is that is that if there is a drift event, it's gonna be very annoying to play. So I got Modern D Open Season. No, I didn't get it. That's the bad Cheyenne for beating that. Okay, my bad. And then the last one you have is Tour du Monde, which is just tour around the world, right? Like tour of the world. In what language though? In, like, I will say French, but is it? I don't know. Well, you say, alright. We have Nürburgring here. Though that's like a very short version of Nürburgring.
Okay, remember the highway section ends in a heavy break for a chicane. Good luck out there.
Though I wouldn't be surprised if in this game Nürburgring actually has the Grand Prix variant, which is a regular circuit instead of, you know, instead of the abomination that Nordschleife is. Yeah, you have a Grand Prix version that looks like a regular circuit. Looks like something that was made to have races, right? Like, unlike whatever Nordschleife is, it's fine. So far I think that the two most important tracks that they added are Suzuka and Monza. We will see what else shows up later, but those are huge additions. Ooh, that's a very messed up corner. I mean, it looked like that already from the minimap. So the baseline thing is an absolute lie. Like, I don't reach 100%, but it still shows up as if I did 100%. I mean, I'm, you know, not complaining, but it's like, what is the point? Why lie to my face like that? Well, to be fair, getting 100% of the racing line is a little bit hard sometimes, but the point is that, I mean, just like in the previous game, that should not be a thing. Now, you should let me want to go wherever I want to go, which is the reason why I disable the optimal racing line. By default, it's enabled, just like in the previous game. Well, in fact, that's the only option that is not disabled in Pro. Like, the only option that is different in Pro.
Great job, my man. Great job.
You know that you have the presets on how you want the driving to be. Well, if you select Pro, the driving line is enabled. Well, I disabled it. That's the only difference from the default Pro options, basically. Wait, what? Minus A rim catalog? What that's supposed to mean? Number A? Not sure. Grassroots. And single exhibition showing a Lotus on the cover. Alright, so this is again the short version of Suzuka Circuit at night time.
Okay. The first turn here is a great spot for passing. But if you're off your rhythm, go in the S's afterwards. Or drop back in the pack. Enjoy the ride.
I don't think you need to tell me that, considering that this was the track that we started with, you know?
Green! Nail that first corner, come on!
Yeah, it's fine. One thing that's probably gonna be the case compared to the first game is that it's possible that it will have a lot more events. Well, in fact, here, differently from the first game, in the first tier, if I'm not mistaken, there were... Ah, fuck. Hold up. No, this track at night time, I need to focus. Like, Suzuka Circuit is already a complex track in itself, but barely being able to see where I'm going certainly doesn't help. It's well, and if this is only like the short version, imagine the full version on nighttime. That's not something I would want to do. Definitely not. Yeah, that's okay. I mean, it will happen eventually, whether I like it or not. I mean, they didn't just get the license of Suzuka Circuit simply to use the short variant, right? Obviously not. Also, I'm not sure if I'm a fan of the camera having random dirt on it. I know that that's something that they make mostly for the cockpit view, but I mean, when you're not on the cockpit view, it just seems a little bit weird. I guess it's so like this chase view doesn't have any advantage.
We won! Good job, man.
Like you still have your vision slightly blocked by it. Just that it's weird because even if you don't go off track, you still get that dirt. I mean, it's possible that in real life it's like that. It's just that in real life you usually don't get random dirt if you are in first place. You tend to have it if you have someone else in front of you.
Okay, this is a short, sharp segment of the Nürburgring. You'll want to perfect the opening Dunlop curve. Stay tight on the inside, then use the curve on your exit. Good luck.
Look at this guy using the name of the corners.
Come on, that's the green light.
What a nerd. This is essentially the Grand Prix variant of Nürburgring. And not only the Grand Prix variant, but also like a short version of the Grand Prix variant. So, yeah, like here, we are still going on kiddie tracks. They are not letting us on the big boy tracks yet. It's gonna happen eventually. Oof. It's a hard corner. It's also quite crazy how many variants exist in real life tracks. I mean, obviously you probably want to use as many, like allow as many categories as possible to compete. I mean, already having a track is very costly, so you might as well get all the revenue that you can afford. Lots of variants. I also seen that there are some times where if you are not a driver, what you can do is still go into a track with a guide in front of you. You follow that guide and you just drive as a regular person, right? Pretty interesting. This type of tracks, they have to basically get as much revenue as possible, because I will assume that maintaining these things is, well, yeah, extremely expensive. Not to mention the amount of regulations that they are gonna be, right? Yeah, I don't know if I would want to be the owner of a track. Doesn't seem like a very fun time, but it's fine. And not like I can anyways.
Amazing driving out there, man. Amazing.
Are we sure that this is the hard difficulty? Nah, I mean, I shouldn't get cocky now because it's as I said before. It's only in these first categories that the AI is easy. Later on, I'm gonna start getting my ass kicked. And this is only one lap, huh?
There's a real mix on the Bayside run. Winding corners, chicanes, and a finish straight that runs forever. Whoever wins is gonna be at speed. Make sure it's you.
Well, that means that there shouldn't be an objective here of leading for the whole lap, because it's literally impossible. If there's only one lap, unless obviously I start in first place, you cannot possibly lead for the entirety of the lap. And yeah, I obviously did not start first, so... You know, I actually think I remember seeing this track before. Like, I think that this track was in Forza Motorsport. And well, it's very appropriate considering that this game is mostly Forza Motorsport in anything but name. was gonna say them, those are some sick skyscrapers. It's supposed to be Miami. So yeah, it's a very advanced city, like most of the big cities in the USA. So, yeah. It seems that the game mostly has urban tracks. There's probably a 50-50 mix. They have probably as many circuits as you have urban tracks, but yeah, pretty wild. So I apparently haven't mastered a single corner. Allow me to disagree, game. According to the game, not a single corner has been mastered here. Little bit weird. But hey, if you say so, I guess you might be right. What was that? Oh, I level up. A very loud sound suddenly play out of nowhere. It's just that I level up.
Great job, my man. Great job.
Alright, I'm starting to understand how the percentage of best line works. If you go to 90%, it goes straight to 100. So at that point, I don't even know what's the point of having, 100 or 90. If 90 equals 100. Wait, I got a car reward? I was just like that? That seems like a pretty advanced car. Or is it just unlock to purchase? Got the eliminator events and a badge. And yeah, with that we fully completed the modern D's. Like the first one. We have Hot Lap Gauntlet. Well, we unlock a lot of shit. Alright, pretty cool. So Hot Lap Gauntlet.
Someone has decided to lend you some sweet cars. We're talking Aston Martins and Porsches. Beat the lap target times and build up your XP.
Alright, so you are not gonna be using your own cars here because it's supposed to be Hot Lap. 52, well, the problem is, in the previous game, doing Hot Laps was very hard. Or rather...
Okay, 2 corners to perfect. Turn 1, paddock hill is a downhill plunge and great for overtaking. Then Druids, a slow hairpin with an uphill approach. Good
this
luck.
shit already started, I'm not listening to you. You probably shouldn't be talking to me if I'm about to do this, Seems like a bad idea. Anyways, I was about to say, in the previous game the hard thing was to get the fastest time. Like you could get the second fastest time without much trouble, and that still means that you get experience, but here the hard thing is getting the fastest one. We will see though, maybe they reduce the difficulty for that. 52, and the finish line is right there. Almost, but not quite. We will need... Well, I only need to do it slightly faster. But it's one of those things where it can be pretty close and yet pretty far, You never know. So this is the short variant of Brands Hatch, so shouldn't be hard to drive. Like I should be able to get this. Like 10 seconds, come on. Well, you have a countdown right there. Nice, got it.
Great job, my man. Great job.
And the good thing is that once you get the fastest time, it immediately ends. It doesn't wait until you do the final lap, which is something obvious, but so many games don't have something so basic, right? Then we go to Donington. 1 minute 21 is the fastest time, alright.
Okay, watch out for turn 3, crater curves. It's a right to left downhill sweep and a real roller coaster. Brake on the bends and you'll be looking at a spin.
Are we looking at what? Do you want me to be looking at? Well, I'm looking at the sky personally and it looks gorgeous. Though Donington is a track that, since it's, you know, so unbloated, right? Like there is so much space on it, and it doesn't have unnecessary structures or anything like that. It's pretty easy to look at the sky and see how gorgeous it looks. Wait, was that? Oof. Okay, that was bad. I don't think. Well, I haven't seen yet if the game counts cutting the corners, because that was technically off track, but off track is not the same as cutting a corner. So I'm not sure how the game feels about it. Because, for example, in this chicane, I could easily just cut it, but it's probably gonna... Well, if it is like the first game, it should completely like invalidate the whole lap. But unfortunately not enough for the fastest time, but it's fine. So here, for example, those stains on the camera, like, where are they coming from? I mean, I know that the asphalt is not gonna be fully clean. Like, there's obviously dirt on it too, but I feel that it's a little bit exaggerated with no other car on the track. And with me perfectly going on the asphalt, whatever. Not like I ever been on a real track to know how common that is. Thankfully that is enough for the fastest target. Nice. So it seems that they made them a lot more reasonable. But the problem here is that I don't know how much of this being easier is because I actually managed to properly map the triggers to acceleration and brakes, because it might be because of that, you know.
Want to cut down Nürburgring. Some early slow corners are gone, so you'll get less shots at passing. No mistakes on that chicane, all right? Don't give anything away.
All right. Is this the actual full Grand Prix variant? I think it is, yeah. Well, that's nice. Because I don't think there are that many racing games that are not simulators that actually have the Grand Prix variant of Nürburgring. So it's nice to see it full here. Pretty cool. This is full speed, right? Yeah. Though I also feel, and this is something that shouldn't be related to me mapping the triggers properly, it feels like braking in this game is way more powerful than it was in the previous Shift game. Nice. Damn, on one lap.
Man. Nice drive.
On the first lap, just like that. Nice. But it also feels like that they made these things a lot easier, like these times a lot easier. I got the hot lap gauntlet, and then oh, it's the only thing in here. But wait, why does it say 2 and 3? Oh no, there is another thing. Okay, so it's Modern C, but I don't have a Modern C
Someone up
car.
there seeing your talent. You've got the chance to battle for Modern C. Prove yourself in a full-on race around Suzuka West, and you'll be going places in no time.
Well, yeah, that's pretty nice, but oh, and you can. Yeah, it seems like you can unlock cars just like that. I mean, I'm gonna enter with the Megane, but I'm pretty sure I'm gonna get smoke. Since, yeah, no, you're not gonna compete against those.
You gotta nail the
Wait.
final spoon curve. Get the right balance of speed and control, and we'll be on the
Okay.
podium.
They give you the Lotus for the race, and if you win, you permanently get it. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, that makes more sense. So you know what? The Lotus, I already used it in another Need for Speed game. I mean, I do like the Lotus Elise. It's an amazing car. Well, in this game, considering that you obviously have limited money. Wait, that's a bug. A bug, I mean an actual literal bug on the camera there. And so you can squish bugs just like that. That's pretty nasty, but pretty funny as well. Okay, though there's an issue with this car. This car, if I'm not mistaken, I could be completely wrong, but I think this car is what do you call this? Like, it has MR drivetrain, which means that the engine is in the middle, and that makes it very hard to drive without oversteering, or at least I think it is. And considering that there is no stability control, and I think the traction control is low, things like that are gonna be very easy to happen, you know. Well, that's also another thing that might be why I struggle so much on the first Shift game, because in that game I had all like the electronic helps of the car enabled. And here the only one that is fully enabled is the ABS, but the other two, one of them is disabled and the other one is in low. So it's very possible that that's what made it... Oh wait, someone crashed. Alright. That makes it exciting, I guess, but also gonna make it a little bit hard. I will assume that when I eventually get to something like the Sonda, like that's gonna be impossible to drive if I don't enable those things. On the right side here, though, it seems that the final competition is supposed to be GT1, so those cars, for what I understand, are made to be as easy to drive as possible. So shouldn't be a problem. Or maybe it will, I don't know. But usually touring cars tend to be like the maximum expression of, you know, the car does everything for you, right? Like, they are cars that are so well made that, yeah, you just have, you know, as a driver, not much to do aside from going through the gray. I mean, obviously there are levels to how good you can be, but the point is that for the most part it doesn't require as much as, you know, as a sports car could require. Like, those are full-blown racing cars, and unlike things like Le Mans prototype shit, they are not extremely fast, so you can mostly handle them without, you know, it being so hard to do, right? Also, I just realized that this is a variant of Suzuka Circuit I didn't know. But yeah, well, the guy said it's supposed to be the West variant of Suzuka Circuit. That's interesting. So yeah, basically it's the whole track without the S's, right? Like the corners in S, like the 3 or 4 consecutive corners. You remove that section. Well, that section and the chicane, because this part is supposed to be the end of the track normally, or the normal track. So here normally you will go to a chicane that goes into the final straight, but here instead of a chicane you essentially have like a 90-degree corner. And then the part that you resume here is right after those S's. So yeah, essentially it's the whole track but without the final chicane and the S's. It's a cool variant. I mean, those the S's are the hardest part of the track, without a doubt. Like, because it's a typical sequence of corners that is not super slow. So that means that it requires a little bit from you to actually go fast, but at the same time, if you go too fast, you are gonna get out of the track. It's a sequence of corners that is not very easy to do, and even less so with a fast car, so it's fine. Also, I know that I'm getting pretty cocky right now, but after this I'm gonna check the difficulty, because the way I'm obliterating these guys right now is a little bit exaggerated. I know that this is something that later on you will hear me crying out how hard it is to beat the opponents and all of that, but at least compared to the first game I'm doing so much better, it's crazy. Really makes me wonder if it's related to the triggers or to the driving aids. Well, that's something I could test. Like, I could open the previous game, configure the triggers properly, and then like disable all of the driving, well, not all of them, keep the ABS but disable the other driving aids, and see if I'm actually faster. Yes, I might be. Another thing that we don't know is if with the truly fastest cars of the game, if it's gonna be a lot harder. Because with these cars it's manageable, they don't go extremely fast, so not having traction or stability control is whatever. Yeah, but once you start reaching speeds of 250 kilometers per hour casually, I'm not sure if it's gonna be that fine. So, where did the rear view mirror go? Not like I need it right now, maybe it's not there if there are no cars behind you. Probably.
Absolutely epic drive, man. That's how you get the job done.
I mean, it's more that everyone else is a moron. Well, sorry, I shouldn't say that. More that everyone else is slow. I didn't mean to call them morons, my bad. We get the Lotus, or at least I was promised a Lotus. Where is my Lotus? You promised me a... oh, there you go. Okay. Well, it's the Exige, it's not the Elise. So technically it is a different one. Everyone is stupid except me, I agree. So we have more hot laps. Oh, and they are already showing a Lamborghini. Japanese hot lap, alright. Well, we got that. So how do you go to the options? You have to well, you have to go back from the career. Oh, and look at all the new options that appear. So I wanted to check. Yeah, it is on hard difficulty. Like, I just wanted to double check, but after that previous race, it really felt that it wasn't. But, you know, again, it's just the beginning. It's gonna get harder later. Though I don't mind if the difficulty is like this, honestly.
You're killing it. You're up into Modern C. There's some awesome machines coming your way. From now on, you'll get a little more bang for your buck.
Okay, so in this one, okay, the current car that is equipped is the Megane. But I will assume that here I want to bring the Lotus, though. Just, well, I mean, it's the option to change the car is there. I'm just very curious to see what happens if I enter like this. Oh, you cannot. So in this game, you are not allowed to pick a car. Oh, because there is a performance range. That's why you're not allowed. It's not a matter of category. Or maybe it is, but yeah, that one requires more than 500. So hey, let's use this one, I guess. Wait. Where did that... Well, that looks pretty cool, but... I don't think that the car that I use had all those decorations. I mean, I'm glad though, because that looks fantastic. Like, this looks so good. So yeah, theoretically we can say that this is technically not a repeat of a car that I already used, because the one I used was the Elise, and this one is the Exige. Yes, they look extremely similar, and even the name is almost the same. But yeah, they are different cars, you know. So yeah, theoretically we are still on the different cars run. Though at the same time, I think at this point it doesn't matter anyways, because this is not a car I picked, it's a car that I unlock. I think that it only matters when it's a car that you're actively picking, and more importantly that it's about purchasing the car. See, for example, the previous game that I played that was Hot Pursuit, the cars were all unlocked. You didn't have to purchase them, so you could pick anyone at any time. So I don't think in that one counts either, whichever ones I will have picked there. It matters when you pick it and you purchase it. Okay, that means that the Renault Megane, if it shows up again, I cannot purchase it. I mean, obviously I can if I really want to, I probably won't. Not to mention that at least that version of the Renault Megane is obviously a slow car, so... When it comes to the slow cars, it doesn't really matter which one you pick, because ever since Most Wanted, ironically, the original one, you cannot use the same car as in the beginning of the game as the rest of the game, right? Like, you are forced to use a higher tier of car no matter what. So in that regard, like basically the slow cars are extremely unimportant, while in both Underground games and in Most Wanted, the slow car, you could use it until the end, which is what I did. The Peugeot 200 sits in Underground 1, the Nissan 240 in Underground 2, and the Volkswagen Golf in Most Wanted. I would have really liked to do that same thing in Carbon with the Mazda MX-8, or RX-8 actually. But yeah, no. I think that's the only flaw that Carbon has, that you cannot use your starter car until the end. And look at the shift thingy, how it moves on its own. Pretty funny. It's fine. I say shift thingy because I don't remember how it was called. I will assume it's called maybe gear stick, I guess. Shifter, no, that's how it's called.
Listen up. Don't be fooled by the speed you'll pick up in the second half of the track. Curbs and camber changes can throw the car off bounds, and the final corner is tight, so watch it.
Or, yeah, I think it's called shifter, which is what you use to shift gears, obviously. A very appropriate name. I guess either... No, don't talk about the difficulty. You are not allowed to talk about the difficulty until you reach the final... Well, not the final, but I mean, until you reach the higher speed categories. You cannot say anything about the difficulty until then. No sir, you're not allowed. So I wonder how much damage that hit did. In the first shift game, damage, even though it did something, it was barely something that mattered. I wonder here how much it's gonna matter. Ah, fuck. Deep ship. I might need to restart this one after a start like that. Which will be the first time I restart. Can you even restart though? Yeah, it's right there, restart. Not with the with the controller though.
I'll call the green. Get ready to push hard.
Yeah, that was a bad start. And it's what I say. It's for talking about the difficulty. Should have kept my mouth shut. It's fine. I mean, it does seem like this car excels at acceleration, and that's the reason why I'm able to overtake everyone before the first corner. It just so happens that this first corner is an extremely fucked up hairpin. So, right there, it's hard to do it without making a disaster, I guess. Yeah, don't worry about it. We're back in action. Also, I just realized, and I don't know why it took me so long to notice, that car that was in first place, that is now in second, is a Nissan R34. Damn. I'm glad that they decided to include my boy in here. Absolutely wonderful. And my boy is out to overtake me. But no, he's still there. Also them, did I really do that badly? Not even 50% of the best line according to the game. I guess I did do very badly. It's fine. The game is just jealous. So to be fair, the majority of the track or the lap, I was just looking backwards to see the R34. Yeah, don't worry about it. No, at least we know it's the R34. And the saddest part is that I already purchased in a Need for Speed game the R34, but it was on the worst game in the series, which is Need for Speed Nitro. So that's pretty sad, but it is what it is. Also, someone is chasing... Ah, fuck, no. That was bad. Though, they, for that hairpin, they break so much, which makes sense, but... It's the Nissan the one that is behind me, or is it someone else? No, it is the Nissan. It seems that the main opponent to look out for here is my boy. None other than my boy, the R34. Well, I will. Even if you are my sweetheart, I cannot let you overtake. Alright.
We won! Good job, man! Nice drive!
I'm not sure if it was nice drive, but hey, it was enough to win at least. It seems that you get a lot of cash, but considering that this... Oh, what's this? Dijon Prenois. It's in French. Pretty sure it's pronounced Prenois.
Alright, you can build up a good rhythm at this circuit, but there's a bunch of blind corners. Good luck.
Well, don't worry, there might be blind corners, but this is a blind playthrough. So it's only fitting.
Green, that's a green light. Push, push, push.
Oh, the Nissan is not here on the lead. Maybe this one... Well, technically this is not a tournament what we're doing here. It is simply a sequence of unconnected races, but I wonder if in a tournament it's gonna follow the same logic as the first game, where essentially the cars all completely change in every race. Despite the fact that that obviously doesn't make any sense, and you are not allowed to do that either, you know? So this is my first time seeing this track. I never seen it before in any other game, well, and much less in real life. So that's interesting. Pretty interesting as well that the off-track is fully asphalted, right? Well, not fully, but at least in the parts that are close to the limits of the track, there seems to be a lot of asphalt. Shit, we reached the 6th gear, and that counted as a clean lap, really? So, I guess putting your tire slightly off track here does not count as actually going off track, which is as it should be. I mean, maybe the clean lap logic is not the same as the first game, and I hope it isn't, but hard to tell. Yeah, at that speed you shouldn't step on the pianos like that. It doesn't matter since the guys behind are so absolutely far.
Excellent stuff. That was a great win.
It even makes me want to see what happens if I disable the ABS. It's just that the ABS is probably the one thing that makes, you know, makes it so much different to drive with and without it. Like, if you don't have ABS, you're basically gonna go straight even when you're trying to steer as you are braking, and that makes it very unnatural for someone that is obviously just playing racing games in a casual manner like I am, right? So I got a badge, and then what do we have? Glendale Midfield Festival. Okay. Oh, it's a tournament, like the actual first tournament, and these are all variants of the same track. I mean, sure, why not? They seem to have a lot of laps though.
You can afford some speed here. The first turn's long, and the chicane that follows open and easy.
We do have the R34 as an opponent here, and it's nighttime, and on a track that I don't know.
Green light.
So it's not looking great, but it's fine. Actually, okay, nice. Thank you, R34, that was pretty nice of you. Yeah, I think I actually do know this track. It was in the previous game. Just that outside of the previous game, I never seen it before. So yeah, I'm not very familiar with it. And even less so if it's nighttime, of course. Oh, surprisingly, after all that skirmish there, I'm still alive and in first place. So that's crazy. Not sure how long it's gonna last, but hopefully it does. The problem here is essentially the unfamiliarity with the track and the fact that I cannot see shit. That also does not help. I don't know if the AI has something where they will go slower if it's nighttime. Like, some games do that when they are unfavorable conditions. The AI goes slower even though they could easily not go slower. But they do it to make it more balanced, right? Since like to try to make it more fair for a poor human, right? We humans have those type of weaknesses. Our eyes can only see so much, right? The AI doesn't need to see, they just need to know where to steer. But that where is not something they see. It's just something that they, you know, they feel. I guess that's the best way to describe it, right? The AI just feels it in their code, where they are and when to do a certain action, right? By the way, I still haven't checked if my camera blocks the position or not, so if all this time the position was blocked by my camera, I apologize. Though for the most part I don't think you needed to worry too much, considering that I've been in first place in the majority of the game, so I think that...
Absolutely epic drive, man. That's how you get the job done.
I can see it, but only at the right angle. Oh, really? Well, in that case, I will see what other place I could do. Though, as long as you can see it eventually, I guess it's gonna be fine. I mean, it's not ideal.
You need to watch turn 3. Your momentum can take you uphill and off track. Take it cautiously and take it wide.
The thing is that if I lower the camera... Well, I could lower the camera, there shouldn't be any problem on doing that. I mean, after all, below, I mean, there's only the minimap and that's a lot lower, not just a little bit lower, so I guess I could do that. So another thing that I noticed about this game is that the AI is mostly, you know, doesn't really try to defend. In fact, it's kind of like it's actively trying to avoid you. It's not a very tight angle. Oh, so you can see it most of the time. Well, in that case, that's good to know. But as I also said before, at least in this stream, I'm so far ahead of everyone, like in first place so much, that I think it doesn't matter at all, because right now, let's say that was completely covered, well, you know that I'm in first place regardless. So yeah, that's pretty nice. I wonder how long that's gonna last. Oh, I went off track. Oh, wait. Yeah, okay. So, as you can see, yes, the concept of cutting the corner exists. And just like the first game, I will assume that it's 3 warnings before you get disqualified. Right there, it wasn't my intention. I just wouldn't really do very well. Alright, but that went pretty well.
Amazing driving out there, man. Amazing.
Amazing. Was it though? I mean, if you say so, I believe you. Oh, I didn't see what I unlocked because I skipped it too fast. Well, it's fine. Probably wasn't anything important.
You can get a good time here. The turns to master are 1 in 7. You'll carry a lot of speed into both, so you'll need some fast footwork. Good luck.
I mean, it's pretty much the same track, just with a very slightly different variant, so I don't think I need the advice, you know. It's like I already seen the track, it's fine. So something that seems to be the case is that if you touch an opponent even very slightly, like you get sent flying. Because right there I barely pushed that guy from behind, and I'm like I don't know, I just got hit by a missile. So that's a little bit weird because, I mean, if this was like a Formula car, it would, I guess, make a little bit more sense. But with these cars, like a slight push is not gonna do that. I might need to restart this, but considering that this is a series, like, or rather a tournament or whatever you wanna call it, I wonder if you're allowed to restart a single race without restarting the whole thing. But I could just try to overtake them all and that's it. Oh, someone crashed. And I'm about to do the same if these assholes don't... Wow. It's... Okay, hold up. We are gonna first of all check this.
We can win this. Come on, I'll call the green.
Well, it doesn't... You cannot really tell from the intro. But you will see the amount of laps if it's 3. Yeah, okay, so... even if it's a series, you can restart a single race and it's not an issue. That's essentially what I'm noticing. You hit someone slightly and you are out. That's something that also more or less happened in the previous game. But I feel like here it's even more exaggerated. Though here it's an issue because I'm basically launching in 5th place, so I have to overtake 4 cars. No, I'm actually launching in 6th place, so I have to overtake 5 cars. Alright, so instead of going through the middle, what happens if I go here? Like this most... well... Well, they can basically collide against each other with no issue, but if I collide against another car, it becomes a catastrophe, and it makes no sense. It seems that the collisions for them are well done, but if I'm in the equation, like, the physics go crazy. I'm pretty sure this is not something that even realistic simulators have, like collisions that make the cars go crazy like that. Maybe I'm also underestimating how hard I'm hitting them, but I don't think I'm hitting them that hard. Well, I'm in 3rd place for now. Well, here if we want the objective for leading for a whole lap, I need to overtake before the finish line. On this lap, obviously. Alright, yeah, stay there. Stay on your line. There you go. He's still there, but as long as I don't do anything stupid, is probably gonna remain there. So it should be fine. Okay. So, well, oh, that was a clean lap. Nice. So yeah, in this game, differently from the previous one, you are definitely allowed to do stuff. And by that I mean that you are allowed to slightly hit, well, slightly step off track and it will still count as a clean lap, which is as it should be. So it does seem like this game has some improvements over the previous one. And again, I still don't know if the difficulty is one of them. But man, it will be so...
Amazing driving out there, man. Amazing.
So fucked up that the reason why the first game was so hard is that I didn't configure the controls properly. That will be so lame. And I'm not saying that's the case, but like I will have to first try, but this one is going so smooth for now. It's a little bit concerning. Continental Tour, so wait. Why do they have that icon instead of the icon of the track? So we're going to Nürburgring first.
Get ready for the green. Keep focused and fight hard.
Hold up. I say that this was the full version of Nürburgring Grand Prix, but it isn't. Like, this is a shorter version. Not the shortest one that we've seen at the beginning, but I'm pretty sure this is not the full version of Nürburgring Grand Prix. And I say that because the layout is different. I'm pretty sure the layout looks different in the full version. Oh, okay. Just like that. No chill. And also my throat decided to rebel a little bit. God damn it. I hate when it does that. Why do you have to do that? For fun. See, it's what... Okay, technically, yes, that collision, it didn't look that, like, hard from here. But yeah, I guess that was a hard collision if it was like that in real life, right? I still think that they are a little bit exaggerated. Just a little bit. Also, at the same time, when I look at the opponent's cars drive, they don't really do what they used to do in Shift 1, which is basically them driving extremely close to the outer side of a corner, which look completely impossible. Like, it's something that should not be the way it works. So maybe that's also why the game feels easier, because these guys are actually driving in a more natural way instead of whatever they were doing on the first one. Now, will I be able to overtake this guy? Because right now doesn't seem to be happening. Yeah, it doesn't seem to be happening. He's going pretty fast. Alright, if I have Slipstream, I do. As you can see, it says drafting below the experience bar. So in this straight, I should get close enough to him. Is that without doing a terrorist attack here? Okay, that works. Though that is pretty much doing a terrorist attack, even though it wasn't like the typical, you know, Gran Turismo dive bomb where you can just, you know, hit a car at full speed just like that. That's something that in real life will probably be considered a very dangerous maneuver.
Excellent stuff. That was
Like,
a great win.
On a chicane like that, being so far from the opponent in front of you and still trying to get in parallel with him when he's about to steer, that's something that will probably be penalized. But thankfully this is not real life. Oh, wait a second. All of these are multiple stages.
That was an awesome win last time, man. Let's try to make this 2 in a row.
That's why it didn't show the track icon, because these are just different sequences. Okay, gotcha. No problem.
Go, come on, that's the green light.
Also, speaking of illegal overtakes, I think that one for doing it while stepping on the white line would also be an illegal overtake. Usually those lines are there to delimit the track, and if you overtake by stepping on them, it's like you're doing an off-track overtake, and obviously off-track overtakes are not allowed in, well, I'm pretty sure in any in any racing category, right? Maybe I'm wrong, but usually it shouldn't be the case. This is a video game, so keep your stunt driving in the game. I know. Yeah, that's a warning that appears in this game also at the beginning, that tells you, hey, whatever you're doing here, keep it here. So honestly, with the way that the opponents drive for now, it really makes you want to respect them. Like, they really feel like they drive carefully. Like, what I'm trying to say is that it feels like the AI is more in this game than just, you know, follow the same racing line regardless of who is next to you, right? So because of that, it really, well, that's not the only motivation you have. It's also the fact that, as you already saw, like, hitting an opponent apparently is enough to send you flying. So you do have motivations to actually be respectful with your opponents in this game. Not to mention, again, the difficulty for the time being low enough that you don't really need to resort to crashing to win, right? Also, I'm not really sure how the amount of laps are determined, because this track is not really short, and yet it has 3 laps, but if I'm not mistaken, the previous lap only had 2, right? Or maybe it had 3? No, it had 2, and it was the same length as this one, or, well, around there, I guess. That's a little bit weird. Though I gotta admit, I like this track. I don't think it appears in almost any racing game at all. Like, even in simulators, I really don't think this is a track that appears at all, but I like it simply for having asphalt like right next to the track, and also being a very, you know, straightforward track, you know. There is no bullshit in here. No slow hairpins either. Like, it's a very dynamic track. I don't know if it has another variant with more corners, but at least this one feels so comfy. The Dijon Prenois. That one. I will have to investigate that. Really feels like a pretty cool track.
Great job, my man. Great job.
But yeah, I mean, Europe has a lot of tracks. That's, well, Europe and the USA, but Europe has a lot of very historical tracks. I'm not sure how historic this one is, but certainly looks nice. We got a hot lap gauntlet. Okay. So the series are of 2 stages, it seems, so it's not that long. Okay. I wonder when's the first time that we're gonna be seeing the Suzuka circuit in its full version, because so far we either be doing the East or the West version, but never the whole thing, so I wonder if it will show up, yes, but I wonder when.
Green, green, green.
Oh shit. That was such a bad avoidance. You can see that these guys react to what you do even when you are not hitting them. Like right there, when I almost lost control, the Lotus that was right next to me tried to dodge me. So these guys... Oh, my bad, Sam. That's unfortunate, sorry. Didn't mean to take you out like that, Mr. Mitsubishi, it's fine. Anything can be considered historic if you are looking at the right part of history. I mean, anything can be considered historic in general, like, you never know, this stream for the future might be considered for whatever reason like a historical landmark because it's the only one that survived an apocalypse, right? As of right now, there is very little of this that is historic, but yeah, maybe in the future it could be. I mean, that's the greatest honor that any content creator could have, right? That their content survives into the future and that it gets analyzed by the future generations. Oh my god. Fat chance of that happening. I mean, by fat, I meant very low. Yeah, that ain't happening. But yeah, I mean, after all, if the... if... I don't know, something like YouTube fully goes down, why would I be exempt from that, right? And I don't back up my videos either, so... I mean, I do wonder how much it will be to back up the entirety of my streams. I wouldn't be surprised if it was something like 100 terabytes. Because considering that one stream, at least back then when I used to stream at a lower bitrate, it averaged 8 gigabytes per stream. And the fact that I pretty much did like, what, 2,000 streams so far, if not more. That will be 2,000 times 8 is 16,000. Okay, that's pretty far from 100 actually.
Excellent stuff. That was a great win.
That will be 16 terabytes, more or less. So yeah, not that much compared to how it could be. But yeah, keep in mind that that was when my videos were 8 gigabytes, like on Twitch. Like these ones that are...
tricky corners almost from the start. Nail them on every lap and we're all set. Good luck.
These ones that are 1080 and 10,000 kilobits per second of bitrate, they might be a lot more than 7 gigabytes.
Green, green, green.
Wow, I didn't hit him. Nice, I'm keeping it clean. Can you believe that? I'm actually not taking people off the track. Hopefully I don't murder that Mitsubishi again. Pretty sure it's a Lancer Evo, right? I mean, usually in these games, if you see a Mitsubishi, chances are that it's a Lancer Evo. It's the most safe bet that you can have. And you can say that in racing games in general. If you see a Mitsubishi, it's most likely none other than a Lancer Evo. Well, which Lancer Evo it is a different story. But yeah, the point is that it will be a Lancer Evo. Okay, seems that he wasn't very happy about me doing that corner. I guess I was a player. Like, the fact that I own this game on PlayStation 3 and I never bothered to play it for more than an hour is quite wild. But I guess that back then I really... First of all, back then I had a complete rejection of the concept of using the triggers to accelerate. So since that most likely was the only option to do it, I was like, nah, fuck this shit. And not to mention that back then I also didn't really understand the concept that in order to make a corner you need to brake beforehand. But yeah, I feel like if I actually had played this game, well, I'm gonna say something stupid. Like, if I played this game now, I would like it. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm doing right now. So yeah, I'm not sure why I'm saying that. But the point is that I didn't like it back then, but I'm liking it right now. Like, the way the driving feels. Well, at the end of the day, it's mostly the fact that I'm dominating the CPU no matter what. But regardless of that, I do like the way the driving feels. Like, it feels pretty nice. Yeah, I really want to try Shift 1 again, but this time using like configuring the triggers properly to see if it feels like that. I guess maybe that's the reason why I didn't like the way that game felt. Because I was essentially using triggers like buttons. Hard to tell.
Wow, you really showed them out there. That P1 were the winners.
I mean, I could also, as I say, try to disable all the driving aids to see how that is, but I'm not sure. So here, what do we have? Dakota. This one was the tri-oval. Well, the tri-oval, yeah.
Okay, I want you to watch for the sharp turn that takes you up onto the oval. Nail that, and we'll take this.
I mean, it is a tri-oval, but what I meant to say is that it's the roval, you know.
That's the green, come on, nail
Which
this
is
one.
the road oval variant. Ah, fuck. Okay. Yeah, so that was my bad, alright? Don't worry about it. I was out to say that I wonder if this game is gonna have all of the tracks that the previous one had. I don't have any reason to think otherwise, but there's been some tracks that have not showed up yet. Like, I think one of them is Willow Springs, right? Because Willow Springs was in Shift 1, right? Then again, Willow Springs, yeah, it was in that game. But that track can also eat a dick, honestly. It will be better that way. The interesting thing is that this game, just like Shift 1, without the need of installing any third-party software or whatever, they detect my controller with no issues. And keep in mind that my controller is the DualSense, a controller that obviously did not exist back then or was even close to existing. I know that these controllers usually have like an interface like the input or some shit like that, but there are so many games that detect it badly. But this game detects everything flawlessly. Like, the only thing that you have to take into account, and the reason why I probably configure the triggers badly on the previous game, is that when you configure the triggers, you don't have to, like, when you press the assign button, you don't have to press the trigger right there. What you're supposed to do is that you're already slightly pressing the trigger before you hit assign, and once you hit assign, there you go to the bottom with it. Because essentially, otherwise, it detects the button press rather than the axis change. Because the way triggers work is that they work in a range of values, and that range of values is assigned to an axis. I think in this case it's the RX or RY axis, one of those, and essentially, yeah, that's what you need to assign and not the button press.
Wow, you really showed him out there.
So yeah, that's the only thing you have to take into account, and that I didn't take into account in the first game. And I almost didn't take into account in this game either, you know? I'm glad that I don't know what crossed my mind, and I was like, wait, but it says button, it shouldn't be a button. Yeah. I'm really glad I somehow thought about that, because otherwise right now I probably would be complaining about how much I'm getting my ass kicked. Because it does definitely make a difference to get access to a range of values and to simply get access to a binary thing, right? Ah, shit. Well, there goes that. It seems that the damages, by the way, are also not that spectacular, because so far, every time that I crash against anything, I haven't really noticed any difference. And the damages are are enabled. There is, on the damage option, it says full. Well, essentially, it's the options are either full or visual only, right? And it's certainly not visual only, but it might as well be, because I don't really notice any impact in performance. So it's possible that here, for example, I lost my top speed, right? It's a possibility. Will I reach that Mitsubishi, I wonder? Because if I don't reach it before crossing the finish line, it will mean that I cannot lead for a whole lap, which is a problem, of course. Unless I do some very aggressive maneuver, not overtaking this guy now. But we will overtake him on the first corner most likely, or maybe no. This guy is also pretty close. On the first corner I will overtake, yes. Oh, in fact he crashed there for trying to avoid me, I think. But that's also another thing that the AI has, that it's very very scary, right? It constantly tries to avoid you. I wonder if this is gonna count as a clean lap, because I'm not sure. Right there I saw that you get experience for blocking. I wonder if blocking is not considered clean. It's just that the thing is, what's considered blocking in this game is, I don't think it's what will really be considered blocking. Like actual blocking, yes, will not
really
be clean.
That's P1, we're the winners.
Yeah, I don't think I was able to get the clean lap. Doesn't seem to show. I will get a Shelby for the next level. That's cool. Here, well, it doesn't really show the objectives in the UI here for some reason. Alright, okay, so I did all of them, right? Yeah, fully completed. No, wait, what? No, there is there is drift. Okay, I will try and see how drift is, but something tells me this is gonna be trash. So, although you even have a special intro for drift.
So you're the driver everyone's been talking about. I hear you've got what it takes to be a good drifter.
I think that you got bullshitted. Because I definitely don't.
Drifting is the art of controlled chaos. You're gonna throw your car into a slide and try to maintain it. Everyone starts on basic courses, but you step your game up and I'll take you to the mecca of drifting, Ebisu in Japan. Prove yourself and you'll get an invitation to Southern California's House of Drift, Irwindale Speedway. There's gonna be a serious battle for the championship. Win it and I'll give you my Monster Energy Falcon Tire Ford Mustang.
But I mean, I will get a Ford.
You ready to rock?
I will.
When drifting first hit the States, it is way underground. We broke the locks at the Nevada Freight Depot just so you can go practice drifting. This is just how I taught myself to drift, sliding around an open parking lot and just having some fun. And check this out. Drift Alliance was cool enough to lend you a sick S13 to thrash. Start by driving in a wide, counterclockwise circle around the pole. Turn in hard and increase the throttle. The goal here is to find the perfect amount of counter steer and throttle to maintain the drift. Too much throttle and you will spin. Too little and you will straighten up. This is all about being smooth. Hop in that S13 and let's go drifting.
Okay, that was a very long ass intro though.
Alright, here we go. We're gonna start by driving in a circle. I want you to get some good speed going before you toss the car into drift.
How many energy drinks is this game taking sponsorships from? Probably all that were used in the development of the game. That's a great start. Amazing start even.
Don't give up. This definitely takes some practice.
Hey, I didn't say anything about giving up. Come on. I did say about not doing it, which is a different story.
Just relax, man. Nice work, man. Looks like you really know what you're doing. Okay, I've got more practice lined up for you.
No, how?
Nice work. You're killing it out there. Now we're going to learn about linking drifts and changing direction. The best way to do this is practice some figure eights.
surprised they
Approach
give...
the other side of the figure eight, quickly lift off the throttle and turn the wheel in the opposite direction. If you get in a bind and need to initiate drift or change direction in a hurry, you can turn in and yank the e-brake. It will lock up your back wheels and throw you into a drift. Careful, don't hold the e-brake too long or you will just spin out. All right, I want to see you link that figure eight.
I mean, considering that there's only 10 drift events, it seems that they have a lot of intro for it.
All right, you ready? Let's see what you got.
I mean, unless they are more later, but it seems like they are not enough events to justify so much attention to drift, right? I don't really mind. It's just that I find it a little bit odd that at least you can tell that it's its own thing. Like, if you don't want to do it, you don't need to do it. Ah, shit. That's fine.
Alright, now it's time to practice yanking that e-brake.
No, I'm not gonna use the e-brake, thank you. Also, when he says e-brake, I think he talks about the handbrake. That what he talks? That what he means?
Don't hold the e-brake too long or you'll just spin out.
I don't even know where... Oh no, I do know where I'm at the handbrake.
Don't forget to lift off the throttle when you're transitioning.
I mean, even if I do this badly, I will eventually get enough points regardless, you know?
Well,
Like that.
looks like you're really starting to get a hang of drifting. You're ready for my next and last lesson.
In 3 full lessons.
Vaughn Jr. School of Drift final lesson is all about manjing. Manjing is essentially a slalom drift down a straight line. You'll be using weight transfer to initiate your drift here. Once you have some speed, initiate drift by tossing the car in one direction and quickly counter-steering the direction you want to drift. If you get in a bind, don't be scared to use the e-brake to help the car rotate quickly. Start slow and increase speed as you start to feel comfortable. Don't go too big too fast. For now, we'll keep it simple. Once you figure this out, I'll give you the whole yard to tear up however you want. After you've mastered all this, you will be on the drift circuit chasing that dream of becoming a pro. Bring your A game and don't expect me to go easy on you.
Huh. Well, that looks pretty funny.
Alright, let's make this happen.
I honestly cannot really... Well, I do see the appeal of drifting, but... Like, I can never prefer it over... You know, just driving normally, right? I guess it's because I just like racing a lot, so... Like, obviously, in something like Initial D, they make it look like drifting is viable for racing. It isn't. You know? It's just this note.
Okay, this is when you put it all together and link the course.
That technically was off track, but it's fine. Yeah, I don't think... I mean, I don't know how hard the...
I want to see some more confidence out there, my man.
How hard the actual drift events are gonna be, but... I have a feeling that it ain't gonna happen, you know? I also know if I will need to purchase a car for drifting, or if they will give me this thing. But if I need to purchase a car, it can go suck a dick. But yeah, I don't know.
Well, this sure isn't a competition, but that's not bad at all, my man.
Fuck off. It's not a competition, so shut up. Besides, I'm pretty sure that in an actual competition where I am in an actual track and I can see the track limits clearly, it's gonna be a lot easier than in this improvised track.
Impressive. Now you've got this whole yard to yourself, so get out there and trash some tires.
Nah. Okay, so I unlocked this one, but for some reason the Need for Speed series really loves this car, the Nissan 240.
And don't expect me to go so easy on you next time.
Shut up. So let's see. Wait, yeah, I know. I seen it. No need to repeat. So, wait a second. They allow me to enter with the Lotus. Is the Lotus gonna do this fine or? Well, I mean, if it can. After all, this thing drifts a lot by itself, but let's see. At least you have the points very clearly. So you already know what you need. And you have 2 laps to get those points. No. Okay, that's fine. See, I didn't even crash, no problem. Okay, all that speed loss is the real issue. Okay, and I'm thinking that there are track limits, but no, there are no track limits. Or rather, the track limits are the wall. You hit the wall and you cannot go any further than that, obviously, but you're also allowed to, you know, hit the walls like it's nothing, and there is no problem with it. Though then, I'm not very good. Ironically though, this should be enough to beat the first place. Assuming that I repeat the same lap I did there, it should be enough. What I don't like about this is that as always in like every game that has drift as a discipline, that the points are extremely what's the word, arbitrary, right? Like they happen but you're not really sure how. And even if you drift like shit, you can get a lot of points. And when you think you're drifting well, you don't. Yeah, I'm not sure if I'm really interested in doing this, but I mean, it depends. I guess I could at least do this first one, but like they say that there will be 10, and by 10 they don't mean individual events like this one, but like 10 of like the posters, right? Which each one has multiple events in them, so that doesn't seem like something I would wanna do. But I guess, as I say, it depends if I somehow manage to get all of the events in the game. Like I could go for 100%, but yeah, no, that's something that is way too early to say. Just that so far the difficulty of the game makes me think that I could go for it, but nah. It's something that I shouldn't even consider. Not until you see what the fastest cars do. But what they do is they go fast. What I mean is how the competition is with the fastest cars, and more importantly, how easy or hard they are to drive. Now, right now, at least for these drift events, I'm obliterating everyone. I guess it's because it's the first ones, but like right now, I'm pretty much gonna get first place before, well, okay, no, but almost. Like I almost got first place before the first lap. And yeah, right now, obviously first place by quite a lot. Considering that this thing here with the 10 events is supposed to be the well, or at least I think it's all the drift events in the game are concentrated here. I don't think that, assuming I want to come back to it, it's a bad idea to leave them for later, 'cause I will say it makes sense, but it is a lot easier at least than the previous game. There is no doubt. And in this one, I don't think the triggers have anything to do with it. Like, even though yes, I'm obviously accelerating and deaccelerating for the most part, like the actual drifting happens with me like going full on the throttle pedal, like I'm going 100%, so that wouldn't make any difference whether it's configured as a trigger or as a button. So I think it's pretty clear that the difficulty of this game is simply lower than the first Shift game. I guess a lot of people might have complained, probably. Maybe, I don't know. Alright. So yeah, let's just do these 4 ones and then I'm gonna go to whatever the next non-drift event is, you know. Also, they don't really have any voice lines apparently for the drift events. I guess after talking so much in the intro, our friend got a little bit tired. It's fine. So this is an oval. You know that ironically drifting in an oval is not that easy because an oval usually has an inclination, like it's not fully straight on the ground. So that makes it a lot more complex. Not to mention that most ovals don't tend to have that much room where you can actually drift. They tend to be pretty small. But this should be enough. It is. It's pretty crazy that ironically this Lotus is perfect for drifting precisely because it loses control so easily. Though that's most likely why this is the car that we got awarded in the first place. Oh, and speaking of awarding a car, yeah, I got a muscle car that I think I saw a competition later that is exclusively for muscle cars, so that will help, I guess. Maybe. Like, I don't know if this competition, how many of them are gonna be blocking you depending on the car that you pick. Because there might be places where you might need to purchase a car no matter what. For the time being, only with the ones I have is enough to participate in everything. Like, I only have spent money at the very beginning to purchase the Renault Megane, which is the first car, and then afterwards nothing else. So we're in this French track, in basically the same variant that we've been doing all this time, so it is definitely a track that is cool for drifting. I just think that it's a track that is cool for everything. I just think that it's a very chill track, you know. Ah, shit. Okay. If I can do that same thing on the second lap, that will be more than enough. You can probably try like snaking here on the straight to get drift points, but it's not really necessary. Not to mention it will probably be worse. So here, of course, if you go off track, the drift doesn't count. Just that I didn't know if it will care so much about track limits, but since it's an actual circuit, track limits are indeed relevant. Okay, well, we got the objective. So yeah, at least it seems that for now the drift events will be easy to beat, but I'm not really interested in continuing with them for now. If I get to do like somehow every other event and the only thing remaining is drift, then yes, I will complete them, or at least try. So far I don't know how many things I'm gonna skip, because in the first Shift game I skipped so much shit that yeah, makes me think that it's also gonna happen here, you know. Alright, so that should be enough for this event, at least.
Stepping on my home turf. Time to teach you the best way to drive sideways. Then later, we can go out and trash some tires head to head, bro.
Bro, nah. You can keep the drift to yourself. Alright, so what's the Eliminator?
Okay, man, you've got access to the Eliminator. Every time the clock runs down, the guy tailing at the back gets taken out.
Okay,
the last car rolling will be the one that gets the glory.
And you do get a car to use, so you don't have to provide your own car. It is the classic Eliminator.
Not long with the green light. Get ready. Come on, come on.
The classic Eliminator event. Nothing out of the ordinary here.
That's the green light. Push, push, push.
So something looks odd about this Dodge Viper. Well, sadly the look back camera is a little bit scuffed, but the point is that the front looks a little bit weird. Like it has an additional bumper most likely, which makes it look uglier than the original model that it pretty much looks perfect, you know. I don't know why they have to add fuck you. I don't know why they have to add things to perfection. But yeah, unfortunately that it's not gonna go well. I mean, here, considering that I'm starting essentially in dead last, it's gonna be pretty hard to overtake everyone without any accident, you know. Overtaking, fuck, that's too long. Overtaking in this game is certainly an odyssey, without a doubt. Ah, fuck. Alright. Not to mention, can I even overtake the first place here? It's going pretty fast. Though, considering here that the elimination seems like it's gonna be lasting a long time, I do have a lot of time to get close to him. But yeah, my question is if I am fast enough to get close to him. We will see. Well, the thing is that the AI brakes a lot earlier in the corners. So, and that coupled with the fact that they try to avoid you a lot, overtaking in corners tends to be a lot easier than you would expect. But for example here, or this chicane, well, okay, yeah, no, never mind. Braking there is kinda important, yeah. No, okay, that's fine, don't worry about it. We are fine. Alright. Well, now it's basically holding on the first place until everyone gets eliminated, pretty much. That's okay, you know that could have been a lot worse. Like, I could have gone straight to the wall. That's another thing that I still... I'll repeat what I say. It feels like in this game, brakes are a lot more powerful than in the previous one. You know? Like in this game, the brakes are like really brake, regardless of the car that you're using. Because I remember that in the previous game, the cars that like some cars have very, very bad brakes, and in fact I remember that being a stat. Maybe it's also a stat in this game, but the thing is that like things like the Sun that were super powerful at braking, but for example the Lamborghini Murcielago not so much. So it was all a matter of the car, but here so far every single car I use has extremely good brakes. Nah, didn't. Okay, see, that hit was a little bit hard. So I'm expecting actual damage there. Don't know. Well, at least my direction still works fine. I don't know how else the damage will manifest itself, but direction-wise, I'm doing well. The fact that I crash against the wall on a straight there, it's not... Oh shit. Nice hit. Yeah. That wasn't related to the direction, that was related to skill issues. Yeah, it's fine. So the next one is in Shanghai. In Ya'an Road Circuit. Oh, and it's with a different car.
Shanghai Circuit. Traffic will be busy. Hit that bridge too fast and you'll ruin the next corner. Good luck.
And we are using a Lexus here. Using a Japanese car in China, huh? It's fine. Yeah, I couldn't really avoid that. I couldn't even see you in the first place. It's fine. None of us got really... Oh shit, okay, that one was not my doing. Uh-oh. Okay, that's an interesting jump. Yeah, well, I didn't mean to do that, dude. Yeah, after that jump, I kinda lost control of everything. But why is that jump even there?
This is a tough track, but you can handle it. Come on, focus.
I mean, I don't know, dude. That jump didn't look very manageable, really. It's fine, though. Well, it's not the only jump. In that bridge, you also get up. Okay. These jumps are a real issue.
Okay, man, keep focused on the lights.
He's gonna say a different thing every time. No, like, dude, my problem are not the lights or anything. My problem is the fact that you have random jumps like this. You know? Man. Also, hold up. Before I restart, I want to... Someone talk to me on Discord. What's this? Okay, whatever. Nothing important. And also some motorcycles just went on the street doing a lot of noise. Alright, so whatever. Let me try again, though I'm really struggling because of these stupid ass bumps. Well, it's not just the bumps, overtaking in general is a problem. In fact, if that's something that's gonna be more common in later events where you start in last place, overtaking everyone is gonna be a real issue, without a doubt. Yeah, I do feel that the collisions are a little bit exaggerated. Right, you remember this jump? I had to use the brakes there, because if you don't let me use the brakes, there's not much I can do. And that jump included. Oh wait, there are two bridges? No, it's only that one. This guy is very close to me, but... Nah, it's fine. That's not fine though, fuck. I completely lost control there because of the piano. Yeah, that wasn't ideal. Not sure if I can get the first place back before I get eliminated. It's worth a try. The piano completely cucked me though. In general, this is a track with a lot of bumps. I mean, not to mention these ridiculous jumps. Bro, I even used the brakes there. Are you kidding me? I used the brakes precisely so that wouldn't happen, and it still happened. Yeah, I don't think I'm surviving this. I know I'm in last place. What you want me to do? Not to mention that I think I might have damage right now. Okay, no. Fuck, dude, I'm getting blasted.
Get ready to push hard.
I'm actually getting blasted here. Damn it. I guess I'm not a fan of this track. I mean, any track with... Like, I cannot do a single one of these bumps without losing control. God damn it, dude. I mean, how is a track like this even allowed to be in a game like this? I might as well put a Mario Kart track at that point. Like, tracks with bumps as dangerous as these ones, like, will never be, like, allowed in a more serious racing competition. Well, unless we're talking about rally, of course, but this is not rally, clearly. And these cars are certainly not made to jump like that, you know? I don't know. Okay, at least that was enough. But last time, even with a brake like that, it was still enough to completely lose control. Okay, I'm trying my best here. Sometimes my best is not enough. And the fact that these guys also like to stay in the middle sometimes does not help. know. If he hit me a little bit more there, he would have made me completely lose control. I would have been back to square one, basically. Still far from being eliminated, at least. But I'm not a fan of... Ah, shit. Okay, that's fine, that's fine. At least on the right side, I just remember that the previous game also had an elimination mode. But the elimination mode in the previous game was per lap instead of per 30 seconds like this one. Which was very annoying because it made the event super long. Right, please do not lose control now. So you need to keep the lead for 45 seconds. You can do that, you win. So you better do that. Oh yeah, and please brake here. Not sure if that was overboard, but you just gotta be sure. You can be serious. That was so fucked up. What an absolute bitch you are. You piss me off, I'm out of here. You just piss me off. After something like that, you cannot expect me to continue. You're an asshole. Alright. God damn it.
I'm Darren McNamara, driver of the Team Need for Speed DMAC 86. We're going to be driving cars from the 80s and 90s. Those classic rides tuners worked on for years, like my own A86 Corolla. When we built it, we tried to make the wildest hatchie out there. Thing's got a rotary engine transplant and it's stripped down to 1,700 pounds. It puts out more than 500 horsepower. We've got races lined up at the Nordschleife, one of the toughest, most dangerous circuits anywhere. As well as at Suzuka, where a heap of Grand Prix champions have been crowned. So if you can win at places like that, you'll be in great shape for a world championship of your own. And you know what? I'll even put my DMAC 86 on the line. Win the championship, and it's yours.
Yeah, but this just seems like it's just regular racing.
Retro brings back the beast of the 80s and 90s, tuned like crazy with a decade or two of development. These are iconic cars going faster than anyone thought possible.
I mean, sure, but... Alright, whatever you say. Oh, this is the R32, isn't it?
Green, 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 good luck!
Also another car I like. But yeah, like, I'm not sure... Well, I mean, it's nice to see a dedicated intro for another one of these divisions, I guess, but... Differently from Drift, this is still, like, the same, like... These are races, you know. Yeah, it's fine, I guess. If they want to make a special intro, it's alright. I don't mind. Apparently I do have one of these cars though, so even if I didn't work to unlock one of these, I think I have the RX-7. Right, like, I don't know exactly why I unlock it, but I think I unlock it. So there's that. Yeah, and we got the target. Alright. Man, that Eliminator event pissed me off so much. To the point that I don't know if I'm gonna bother. We don't need to. That's the good thing about this game. Well,
This one's tight and enclosed. The track's narrow, so you live or die on your corners.
this is...
Keep your speed up,
Isn't this
and we'll see
Willow
you on the road.
Springs? Maybe no. No, it isn't. It's a different one. No, I was about to say... that the good thing about this game, and also the first Need for Speed Shift game, is that if you don't want to do something, you don't need to. That's the beauty of it. Like, aside from the final tournament, I guess, which is kind of like what counts as beating the game, I guess, everything else is optional. Obviously, you do need a certain amount of stuff. In this case, you need experience to get there, but how you get that experience is your choice. That's the good thing. Right, 1 minute sits, I don't think I'm doing that. But not in this lap. I got extremely close though, so... well, I'm not sure if I'm gonna get close if I start crashing like that. Okay, that chicane I did it a lot faster now. So we are on pace to actually get it. So I'm surprised at the amount of corners that the game considers that I dominated here. Not sure why, but I will never be sure why. It really feels like it makes no sense, no matter how you look at it. Wait, is that enough? Or, yeah, it is.
Absolutely epic drive, man. That's how you get the job
Okay,
done.
so I wonder if one of these is gonna be unlocked at the end. Though the monetary reward is very low. Oh, and this is the R87. Well, this one, as I say, I think it's the one I have.
Okay, you've got 3 tight
No,
ends.
it isn't.
Emerson West is tough.
This one is
Narrow
the...
straights, keep your corner exits clean and
I mean,
consistent. Good luck.
if you look at the model, it's a very specific one, but I think that this one is mostly known as like the Mugen, right? Like the Mazda R87 Mugen, which is like it looks a lot less flashy than the R87 that everyone is used to. It's still supposed to be part of the R87 models. In initial, this is basically, instead of Keisuke's car, it's Ryosuke's car. Usually, most people just think of the other R87 when they think of R87, but this one is usually forgotten. This is nice that initially was kind enough to give it protagonism. I mean, after all, it's pretty much... It belongs to the second most important character of the first season. Right. Getting 112 here will be a lot harder though. My real issue here is that it's late and I cannot... Well, it's late, I mean that it's dark. Right? It's late at night and I cannot really see very well these corners, and it's also not a track I'm familiar with. According to the other guy, this place is the mecca of drifting, and it most likely is, I don't know. But yeah, I don't know this track enough to to play it with this much darkness, you know? There are a lot of corners that I use the brakes a lot when I could have just gone full speed. It's very hard to know. Oh wait, that's oops, I cut the track. So when you cut the track in this hot lap thing, it does not count at all. Not sure if it would have still been enough to get the target time, probably not. It wouldn't have been, even with the track cut. So something tells me that this one ain't happening. Something tells me it's most likely not happening. It's fine. It doesn't need to. It would be nice, but... For instance, I have to shave an entire second. And that's a lot easier said than done. Okay, that's also a corner I could take faster. Well, that's not a second yet. It could be a second. Probably won't, but... Okay, that corner I took it pretty well, I think. Will it be enough? It will, nice. Alright.
Amazing driving out there, man. Amazing.
That's the first hot lap that I actually need the third lap to get the fastest target. It ended up happening. So what happens now? Got a badge. And then we get the league. Well, but I cannot use this car here, I'm assuming. Oh, the drift one, but I'm gonna get my ass kicked with this shit. But wait, don't I have an R87? Cannot I use that one? I mean, I could try picking this car, but I will get my ass kicked. There is absolutely no way it can compete against the other ones.
This one's a real challenge. There's lots of chances to get the car sideways, whether you want to or not.
Well, I'm gonna get my car sideways, but probably not in the way you think.
Go, come on, that's the green light.
Hey, we will see. Maybe this thing can actually compete. You never know. Well, at least for now, it didn't fall all the way behind, so I guess it's at least a nice contender. It seems to be decent, and I mean, regardless of how decent or not it is, it seems that at least it should be enough to win. Like at that point, it's basically all a matter of a skill issue. If I don't, but it is capable of beating these cars. Ah, fuck. Yeah, I didn't mean to do that, dude. But it's just that you gotta understand that overtaking here is very hard. Well, just like in real life, that's the point, right? That overtaking is not meant to be easy. Also, that guy went off track precisely because he tried to dodge me. So yeah, the CPU is hyper aware of their surroundings. If you get into them, they are gonna react accordingly. Where the CPU here loses a lot of time is in the chicane. Well, in one of the chicanes. They don't know what to do. Well, one of the chicanes? No, it's the only chicane, I think. Yeah, this one. They actually use the brakes when you can essentially go all, well, not really full speed, but almost. And that was a clean lap. Shame that I cannot get the one about leading for a whole lap, but it's whatever. Like, the good news is that at least this car is enough to compete. So cool. I do wonder what happened with my R7 though, but it's fine. Maybe I didn't unlock it and the game just lied to me because it felt like it. Yeah. This chicane is where the CPU loses all the speed. Will go a lot faster.
Great job, my man. Great job.
Yeah, that was, I wouldn't say free, but I mean this car was the one that was free. You know. We're going into short Suzuka. We will see what happens. It's possible that the more events you go on in this retro category, you will probably need a lot more powerful cars. Maybe not, I don't know. It's possible. And not much resistance here, huh? Will I somehow dominate these two corners I don't have dominated? Probably not. Not to mention that I did those corners multiple times and not a single time I managed to dominate them, so... Yeah. Well, in fact, the weird thing is that I have these ones dominated that are supposed to be the hard ones. It's the same logic as in the previous game, like basically... The fast corners will be dominated easily. It's the slow corners that are the issue. But despite the fact that I think I took that corner super fast, but according to the game I did not. Also, 4 laps on this isn't that a bit too much? Oh, and that was a clean lap despite the fact that I clearly hit a cone. Oh, nice. Yeah, the cones, who cares about a cone, right? Yeah, theoretically that will be a collision, but I guess it doesn't count as a collision for the game. In fact, I even wonder if the cone has weight to it, like if it can actually stop your car in any way. Probably not. I mean, even if it had, in real life a cone is so little compared to a car that even if it technically does slow it down a little, it's such a, you know, such a small impact. Especially a cone like that one. I think there are traffic cones that are a lot taller than that and probably will have a bigger impact, but those, most likely not. Yeah, those two corners are definitely not getting dominated, no matter what. And this race is 4 laps, so you will have 4 attempts on each one to dominate them, but no, you don't. Yeah, see, for example, that one should be a domination of the corner. Like, how much better do you want me to do it? Or what even counts as better? You know? I have no clue. I'll try to take this start faster. Basically no braking until I get here. And let's see if that's enough for this thing or not. Probably not. No, it isn't. Damn. Whoever made the logic for dominating corners, I hope he didn't work on anything else in the game. Well, they probably did. It's like, I don't know what logic you want, because it's not even, what's the word? Like, it's not consistent with the game itself. Like, in the game, the opponents, even in what's supposed to be the hardest difficulty, are so much lower, and yet you still say that like that's not enough. Like, you want more. But I don't know what more you want, dude. That was...
Good job, man.
That one was free. Differently from the other ones, this one, yeah, was extremely free. Oh, this was supposed to be a series, okay.
Welcome to Tokyo, man. Easy does it on the first tunnel exit, all right? And watch for the chicanes at the start and finish. Here's our start.
I wonder where Suzuka is.
Green, good luck.
Maybe it's in Osaka, I don't know actually. Because hear him saying we're in Tokyo, it will be quite ironic if Suzuka was also in Tokyo. I think I read that Suzuka was in Osaka, but I'm probably completely wrong, I don't know. Ah, fuck. Man, I barely hit him, dude. I didn't... Like, it was barely a collision. I know that it was in the middle of a corner, but I still feel like these collisions are so exaggerated. It's fine.
Green, good luck.
Wow, nice hit. Well, that being said, that was a lot better to overtake than whatever I did on the previous attempt. Yeah, that tunnel will be deadly. I mean, it was deadly in every game that it appeared, which so far, if I'm not mistaken, it's Pro Street and Need for Speed Shift, the first one, but yeah, a tunnel like that, it's so hard to properly steer on. Okay, that one was my bad. Cannot blame any tunnel there, and that's fully on my brain. And nothing else. But how about we go for a clean lap, you know? Because the previous one certainly was not clean. Though for it to be a clean lap, I will have to do the tunnel without crashing. So yeah, good luck with that. Okay, fuck. You have to slow down a lot, and even slowing down a lot is not enough. You just hit that. It happens, whether you like it or not. Then again, a place like that for a race is also extremely dangerous. Like entering a tunnel and being expected to steer inside it. If it was a super wide tunnel, maybe, but that thing is a safety hazard without a doubt. Ah, shit. I fucked up. Ironically, I think I didn't hit the wall, so maybe this still counts for clean lap. But I don't know. I mean, I did hit the tires, but I think those sort of obstacles do not matter at all. Probably. hopefully. Obviously 4 seconds slower, not a surprise. What do you think? Will it be a clean lap or not? I will bet on not, but who knows?
We won, yeah!
It wasn't a clean lap. It's a shame because everything else was clean. Nice. I level up, got a lot of shit. Oh, and there is still another race in this series.
Come on, deep breath, focus, get ready. You can win this.
Gotta turn down the volume. Well, yeah, but that's something that you should be doing in general. Like, for what I know, Wasabi, you have the volume very loud in every stream. Like, that's not good for your ears, you know? You gotta take care of your ears. Because every time it will, you know, like you will need more and more volume to hear. And that's not good. If it's possible, yes, you should lower it, but not just for this stream. You should do that in general. Just take care of them. You only have two. It's important to take care of both equally, of course. That wasn't enough to reach the 90%. Well, the very ironic 90% that... Ah, fuck. Okay. The 90% that you require to reach 100%. It seems like it will be pretty hard to do that chicane without drifting. Because it's on a pretty awkward angle, basically. Very, very awkward. It's fine, I didn't hit the wall. At this point it's not like it matters. This also seems like a pretty long race. In fact, I would say that the majority of races for this retro competition are quite long. Alright, see, that was bad. That's what I get for trying to get that corner fast. I shouldn't have. But rather than trying to get it fast for trying to dominate it. It's just not very easy at all. That being said, even with a hit as hard as that one, doesn't seem like my car is performing any worse really, so I'm not sure what the idea is. But yeah, the damages are kinda fake, I will have to guess. I mean, after a hit like that, there should be a very clear impact in the car, and yet, well, when I say impact, I mean that it should impact the performance of the car, but it doesn't seem to do so. Okay, I mean, dominating that corner seems like it also will be impossible. Despite the fact that it's a corner that I'm taking so quickly, but no, it is not enough. Someone made a mess there. I think that might be the reason why the AI is so far behind. I think all of them are crashing against everything there is to crash, pretty much. Okay, oh, that one did not count as being dominated, actually. Yeah, I should just forget about that.
Excellent stuff. That was a great win.
Well, a great win aside from that attempt at the chicane, I guess. Alright, so yeah, that went well. I got the Japanese Retro League. Wait, oh, because the whole thing is retro, so that also includes European cars. Okay, sure. Though I don't think, well, the Lotus is a European car, but
Okay,
not a
way to nail the last two corners.
not a retro
right
one.
that leads onto the suit curve. When you power back onto the straight, use the curve on your final exit.
So this one, if I wanted to participate in it, I will have to purchase a car or unlock it. But I think that I will wait until I get an unlock and see if it's enough. Like, I think that any event that I cannot currently participate on, the best thing I could do about it is simply, well, not participate on it until I either unlock the required car, or I guess the game is over and there's nothing else to do, you know? $119, 6, 7. Oh, it was enough. Nice.
We won, yeah!
And this car is pretty nice to drive as well, so that's cool. Like, it felt very natural. And we're going to Catalonia.
Great win last time. Come on, let's push for 2 in a row. Go, come on, that's the green light.
I mean, technically it's not a win. I'm not winning against anyone, well, except for the clock, I guess. I don't think the clock really cares about the fact that someone won over him. Because you know that you can only beat the clock temporarily, but the clock will end up winning no matter what, you know? The clock will always win in the end. Don't forget that, don't get cocky. The clock has all the time it wants. But you don't. Also, this car is extremely slow, holy shit. Even slower than the Renault Megane that I used at the beginning, that's saying something.
We won, good job, man, nice drive.
Okay. That still went well, though. It seems like you had a lot of margin even to get that time. And then Brands Hatch. Okay, let's do it.
Okay, man. Keep focused on the lights.
Yeah, I'm not sure what you mean
Push, push, push.
by keep focusing on the lights. What lights? You mean the sun? You mean the green light when you start? Or like what lights are you talking about? Because this track has no lights, or rather it does, but it's not like they are in use. I mean, it's not nighttime, there is no need to do that. So yeah, I don't know what you're talking about, what lights you want me to see. Unless you're telling me to die, you want me to focus on the light. That will be a little bit rude though. Unless he's not saying the word light and he's saying something else. Will be. I wasn't even paying attention to the time.
Great job, my man. Great job.
Yeah, I did get it. Okay. So I don't think this unlocks anything. So if you want to participate on the next one, you need to bring your own shit. And I don't have anything. Oh, wait, What? I think this one is supposed to be a DLC car. Probably. In fact, let me check right now. On the garage. Where is the garage, by the way, here? Like, they are... Well, it's... Yeah, the ones that are called Speed Hunters, these are DLC cars. So, ideally, I will want to not use them. You even have a Pagani Huayra. So, yeah, I don't want to use them because it will, at least for now, it will kind of feel like cheating. So, yeah, I'll wait until I get another one. And then the other one, which one it is? Nürburgring Retro and Old School Masters. Well, doesn't matter. Let me pick another one, like this one.
Laps, you're being loaned some insanely designed vehicles. A Lamborghini Reventon, a Sterling Moss Mercedes, and an awesome open-wheel Caterham. Enjoy the ride and beat those times.
Yeah, hold up though. Before doing that, oh, but this one is... Wait, invitational means that the car is loaned,
Awesome,
right?
man. Your driving has earned you a place in an invitational for Modern B. Take first in a Chevy Corvette around Catalunya, and you'll be bumped up to faster cars and crazier tracks.
Let me do this one, because I want this to be the final event of the stream, and it's a 5-lap race, so I think it's the perfect way to end. So yeah, let me just do that. And
we're on Barcelona National today. I want you to watch your speed on the downhill run of the chicane at turn 9. Once you nailed it, mash the pedals.
Let this be the last event of the day. So judging by the completion being not even in 20%, it does seem like this game is gonna be quite long, especially if my idea is beating all the events, which is something that I still haven't decided, and I guess I cannot really fully decide until, you know, I actually see how hard it can get. Wait, what you mean cut track? I didn't cut the track. You're full of shit. Cutting the track, he says. Ah, shit. Yeah, well done, Corvette. Thank you for that.
We can win this. Come on, I'll call the green.
It depends, because it seems like this race will be hard. So I'm not really sure if it's a good idea to do this. It might not. You see, overtaking everyone without having a single accident is gonna be hard. Not to mention that even reaching the first place seems like it will be hard here. They are not driving slow at all, so it will take some time. Yeah, I don't know why last time that counted as cutting the track. I feel like it didn't make any sense. But whatever, didn't happen this time. Right, that is a problem, but it's fine. You do have 5 laps, so there is a lot of time to okay, well, there goes that. There is a lot of time to reach the first place, and not to mention that this is also a relatively long track. Well, very relatively, like it's not really long at all. It's long enough to make sure the race itself is long to reach the first place. But we will see. As you can see, in terms of speed, could have been worse, honestly. I guess the important thing when you collide against an opponent is to keep braking. Like, do not accelerate, because yeah, that will go badly, and that's not good. Surprised that that is not considered cutting the track, but yeah, I mean, better that way. Oh, these two guys are kind of fighting. Are these two supposed to be Mercedes? They kind of look like that. Ah, fuck. Well, lap 3 here. Still have time to overtake them, but will it happen? They are simply going too fast. None of that is counted as cutting the track, so I think that I can go extremely fast there and essentially not be penalized. Ah, fucking... Yeah, I'm pretty sure that they are both Mercedes, which I guess it will explain why the two of them are performing so similarly. Or are they? Try to get closer to that guy, but it's hard to get close to him. Pretty hard. At least there is still one more lap after this one. So there is still time to reach him, but then... that's the corner that they do the slowest one, because like, they overly respect the boundaries of the track, but at the same time, the track itself doesn't really care too much about those boundaries. When I say boundaries, I mean limits, track limits, same shit. Also, shouldn't this be a clean lap? It is one of the only laps that I didn't go out in the super slow corner, so I wonder if it's gonna count as a clean lap. Would be nice. We'll appreciate it. Yeah, it is a clean lap, so, well, aside from winning the race, the only other thing remaining is doing the leading for a whole lap. So basically, by the time we reach that chicane, assuming we are still in first place, and we should, that will be enough for that too. I mean, we have to be in first places, otherwise we're losing the race. If for some reason we're not first here, like, yeah, you can pretty much consider the race to be lost. Yeah, there you go. Okay, so now you just need to survive until the end. Well, I say that same thing with that elimination with the Lexus, and I ended up getting taken out. But yeah, I mean, here they are not that close. And more importantly, this track is not as trash as that street circuit with the stupid ass bumps, so it's fine. So this unlocks the Corvette. Well, the Corvette is a car that I did already using Need for Speed Pro Street, but hey, I mean, this game is just giving it to me, you know?
Absolutely epic drive, man. That's how you get the job done.
Yeah. Not sure if it's the exact same Corvette model, but it surely looks like it. And the C06. I will have to check my VOD. Yeah, there it is. So, with that, you can actually enter the modern V things. Though most likely tomorrow I'm gonna start up with the hot lap gauntlet, since I didn't do it here simply because I wanted the last event of the day to be something more exciting than a hot lap. But tomorrow we will continue. We're at 20%, and it's most likely that that percentage is not gonna be precisely like proportionate to the stream. So if you look at this, you are like, well, in 5 streams you get 100%, but yeah, chances are that that's not gonna happen, but we will see. At least for now, I'm liking the game, most likely because the CPU is not really putting that much of a fight compared to the other game, but I am enjoying it, so I'll continue it on the next stream. So thanks everyone a lot for watching, and I'll be seeing you on the next stream with more of it. So have a good one, and take care.